benefited. You see, researchers say that kindness is within our DNA. We're genetically wired to be kind. We're hardwired to eat, to connect, to sleep, to get upset at other people, and to look negatively, which was a part of our protection, looking out for danger. The kindness gene is the oldest in our genome. Some 500 million years is what researchers have said, which means that when personkind came about, I say that instead of humankind, we already had a capacity for kindness. Our ancestors evolved because they were helping each other to survive, which was an act of kindness. Kindness keeps you healthy. It's better than eating broccoli every day, than exercising, than drinking the required 64 ounces of water, and then eating. It's the only thing that doubles when it's shared. And although it's not a virus, it is the most highly contagious thing that there is. Wouldn't that be something if we all tested positive for kindness? There's some UCLA research that evidenced that kindness is indeed contagious, and that because of its contagious nature, everyone can be kind to someone, but we have the potential to be kind to everyone. Think about that. There was a video in the Connections email this week. I don't know if anybody took a look at that. But it is an amazing video that shows you that it doesn't take 15 minutes or more to be kind, that it activates someone else's kindness, activates your kindness gene and moves you to be kind. It's whether or not we recognize that moment and act on it or not. It has side effects. Something called cardioprotective phenomenon. It's things that contribute to the preservation of the heart by reducing or preventing myocardial damage. It has a side effect that the side effect of kindness is happiness, and the side effect of greater happiness is greater kindness. So you can actually create the kindness and the amount of kindness that you have within you by continuing the possibility of kindness, receiving kindness, feeling and recognizing the happiness, and allowing that to make you more kind. So why are we discussing that? Because everybody's kind. Why are we discussing this? It's because we've been in the midst of a time in history in which many people, the past few years, have been doing kind deeds for other people. Life called upon us to pull from places that we might not have even realized that we had because of what was going on in the world at that time over the past few years. But as we find ourselves moving from that place, are we still checking in to find out if that level of kindness is still there? Or are we starting to find ourselves a little less tolerant of each other, starting to judge each other, starting to recognize those things that just get under our skin, and so we just dismiss it or we forget? Are we being the man in the mirror, forgetting that many, many are still distanced, even though we may not be experiencing a 6-foot distance, that many are still alone, even though we may not be physically alone, that many are still health challenged, even though we may not be experiencing health challenges, and that it might look differently. It may not be as COVID is, but it may be as society has been for them before COVID ever happened and still exists now. Their societal symptoms may still be present in other ways while we feel like we're moving back to the norm. Or have we confused kindness with niceness?